Why is it, as a society, we are obsessed with coming up with the next biggest idea? Listen up, because today I'm gonna drop some truth bombs. So, you wanna come up with the best or the greatest, most amazing startup idea? Well, I'm telling you, don't do that. Don't come up with an idea. Prototyped is a podcast dedicated to helping inspiring entrepreneurs and innovators find their courage to take action and turn their ideas into reality. I am Mabel, and my aim is to democratize the possibility of successfully turning ideas into reality. Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. BetterHelp is the world's largest therapy service, and it's 100% online. With BetterHelp, you can tap into a network of over 30,000 licensed and experienced therapists who can help you with a wide range of issues. To get started, you just need to answer a few questions about your needs and preferences in therapy. That way, BetterHelp can match you with the right therapist from their network. Get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/prototyped. And I've also linked below the link in the description. Thank you, and I hope you enjoy this video. Why are people obsessed with coming up with the next biggest startup idea? I've heard the same question. How do I come up with the next biggest idea? How do I become the next Mark Zuckerberg? How do I become the next Elon Musk, the next Bill Gates? But have you actually had an answer to the question? Well, honestly, I think you shouldn't come up with the next biggest idea. I think you shouldn't come up with ideas at all. Why am I saying this? Through studying physics, advising early stage startup founders, and also working at the world's best and biggest management consultancy firm, I've learned a lot of lessons. And one of these lessons is, do not come up with ideas. Instead, come up with ways to solve problems. Become the problem solver. If you're sitting around right now, racking your brain, literally pulling your hair out, saying, oh my gosh, I need to come up with an idea. I want to start my startup. I'm telling you, don't do that. The key to success is not coming with an idea, but instead is becoming the problem solver, to solve problems that your family has, to solve your own problems, to solve problems that we have in society. Forget about being the next Mark Zuckerberg. Instead, be the next problem solver that can change the world. In today's episode of Prototyped, I'm going to talk about Y Combinator and why this space, community, and accelerator program is the best thing and the next step you should take on your startup journey. Y Combinator creates a space for you to become a problem solver. So instead of coming up with ideas, you solve the problems that everyone has, and therefore you can build a successful startup or company. Let me start by explaining what Y Combinator is. You're probably wondering, Y Combinator? You've heard this before, but you're not remembering where. Well, I'm telling you, Y Combinator has been an incubator for a number of startups. And one of the notorious and most biggest companies that they've helped incubate and accelerate and help fund and found and help has been Dropbox, has been Stripe, Airbnb, just to name a few. This incubator is a giant in this space, and there's so many secrets about Y Combinator that people don't really know. Like, for example, Y Combinator has a startup school, which is 7 weeks where you learn how to build a company, where you can find other people like-minded like you, as well as co-found with someone. And let me tell you the story about how I actually got to know about Y Combinator. So about 2 years ago, I was really interested in startups, but I never knew exactly where to start because there's so much information online and you kind of get confused. Like, you don't know what that is, you don't know what this is, and you kind of just want one place to go to really understand what to do and understand how to go about starting a startup. And I heard about Y Combinator, and I had to check it out. So I went on the website, as everyone does. I read about what they do. I read about the amazing companies they've helped accelerate and how they're an incubator. And I was like, okay, well, that's really cool, but how do I fit in? But then I saw about their startup school. I was lucky enough last year, in June 2022, to be a part of the Y Combinator's Startup School 22 cohort. And I spent 7 weeks watching lectures, speaking to different co-founders, and all of it was quite overwhelming, but it was such an interesting experience. And I think everyone, if they have the opportunity, they should be a part of the Y Combinator Startup School. But why? How does that have anything to do with coming of ideas? How does that have anything to do with becoming a problem solver? Well, it's the community that's there. It's the thousands of co-founders with thousands of ideas. At least one of them has to be the idea, the billion-dollar idea that everyone's waiting for. That idea that can solve so many problems and hardships we have as society. I urge all of you to head over to Y Combinator Startup School and start learning, start finding ways to solve problems.